welcome back to Creative Writing Advice. I'm JJ Barnes. So if you don't know me, I'm JJ. I'm the author of How to Write a Story. I also have other books out and a film and a TV show in production right now. And I'm here over on YouTube bringing you writing advice, hopefully that will make you feel like a better and more confident writer, so together we can get more stories out into the world. So today I'm going to be talking to you about how to write friendships. Now, friendships are a really important part of your story. Your protagonist and your antagonist have hopes, dreams, plans, fears, romantic interests, love lives, things that they want to accomplish, and essentially a story goal that they want to accomplish by the end of your story. And if they have nobody to talk to and are essentially monologuing all the time, it's not very believable and it's boring. Because we don't do that. We might have a lot of internal thoughts, but it's the dialogue, it's the alternative opinions, it's the conflict and the sparkiness of conversations which gives our story interest. It makes it human, it makes it real. So if your characters have nobody to talk to, then the story is going to lack something. So giving your characters friends is really important. Now, for your antagonist, depending on the kind of person they are, these might not be friends per se, might be colleagues, minions, just somebody that they have a conversation with, really. They just need somewhere to externalize the thoughts in their heads, what they want to do and why. And it makes it so your audience have an access point. But with your protagonist, if we're going to look at that as the character to focus on today, you give them friends. Now, your friend characters should all have hopes, dreams, passions, story goals of their own. They're essentially the protagonist of their own story. But in terms of your character, your protagonist, your friendships need to provide a specific thing. Now, if they're all the same character, that's no good. The friends that your character has should all be different. They should all have different perspectives. Now, you could write a good friend. Now, a good friend character is somebody who might still disagree with them, might advise caution or not trust somebody that the protagonist is in love with, but they are driven by love and care for your protagonist. They are motivated to look after them, look out for their best interests, and achieve the best they can for that character. The toxic friend character, however, is equally important. Because your toxic friend is going to be driven to see them fail or hold them back, or is jealous and doesn't want them to achieve something that that person can't achieve. Either way, that provides conflict. So when your protagonist is putting ideas out into the world to these characters, there is going to be conflict, and conflict is what makes your story entertaining. Now, your characters shouldn't both be good or both be toxic, because again, it's difference of opinion, different ideas, different thoughts that make the story interesting. But even if they're advising the same thing, you have to look at it from why. What is motivating them? What is causing them to have that response to your protagonist? And then work with that. How long they've known these people is going to come into play, and that can be interesting. An old friend has got history. That character has got history and experiences with your protagonist, perhaps sees them slightly stunted. If that character remembers how they were in high school, maybe she hasn't moved on. Maybe she still sees her as the same person, whereas a new friend sees her as the adult she is now and responds to her according to the new circumstances, not the history. But history is important and it can come into play, and the current person is also important and should be respected as an individual. And that conflict can be really entertaining. It's rich to mine for how those characters respond, why they respond the way they do, what they advise. So play with it. Make sure that your characters are believable. Make sure that they are driven and motivated in their own things, the own things they want. And make sure that they respond to your protagonist in a believable friend way. And make sure that they're even with a toxic friend, they should have things that they get on about and they bond over. But make sure that what they respond with is driven by something positive or something negative. Because they might advise the same thing, but from different angles. It makes it really interesting, and it gives you an opportunity to really play with it and let your protagonist decide how she's going to cope with that. Now, a toxic friend who wants to hold that person back can be left behind as your character grows and changes and learns the truth. I've written friendships in my books a lot, and learning who to trust and who to bond with and whose opinion you can believe in is a really important part of making friendships that last, and it's really good for your story. When Lily first meets Saffron in Lily, Prospero and the Magic Rabbit, she does not like her. She thinks she is toxic. But as the story goes on, she learns the truth that Saffron is in pain and has her own story going on. But they become good and true friends with good motivation for one another. But there's still the conflict of who they were before. Saffron and Lily started out as enemies and have that in them, so that when there is conflict, it can drive them apart again, but they are pulled back by the fact that they actually are loving and loyal towards one another. So play with it. Friendships are a great part of your story. Really enhance the experience of it. So yeah, look at those people. What do they want and why? And how and why do they respond to your protagonist? I hope this has been helpful. I won't lie, making this video has been a little bit of a challenge. It might be a bit clunky because I've had a lot of interruptions, and sometimes it's really difficult to try and do this in one smooth flow. So if this isn't my best video, I do apologise. I'm working in slightly challenging circumstances at the minute, but I swear I'm trying my best. So thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm putting out a video every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9:30 in the morning, or at least I'm trying to. I'm trying to cover different aspects of storycraft, characterization, writing techniques, anything I can. I really want to help and be a positive force in your life as you go on your journey to becoming a writer and a storyteller. So that's why I'm here. Drop a comment below, talk to me. Who are your favourite friendships in story? Because I can do more videos looking at specific friendship relationships, deconstructing them, exploring them, and why they are so good, why they work so well. So put a comment below and we can look at them, because I think the more you see something, the more it makes sense and the easier it is to start replicating that in your own writing. So yeah, give me some comments and let's talk about some more stories together. Don't forget, if you go to my website, jjbarnes.co.uk, over there you'll find all my social media. Come and chat to me. There's also links to all the work I'm doing, so come find me. Let's talk about writing and stories, and yeah, I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.